What's good, world? It's your boy, Barris Prison Flemings, host of the Find Your Flow Show, a podcast dedicated towards creativity, authenticity, and expression. Be sure to follow us on all social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and share. On today's episode, we have my man's Terry Childress, a painter, graphic artist, product designer, clothing designer, and interior designer from Detroit, Michigan. Join us as we discuss his creative journey and inspirations, work-life balance, evolving as an artist while staying true to you, doing good business, and so much more. Also, be sure to follow him on all social medias. Enjoy today's episode. Good world, it's your boy Barris Prison Flemings back at it again with another episode of the Find Your Flow podcast. This episode we have my man's Terry Childress coming at you live. What's good, bro? How you feeling?
What's up, brother? I'm feeling great. I'm glad you invited me, so I'm feeling spectacular.
Man,
Appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you. It's been a while, bro.
it's been a minute, bro.
It's been a minute.
Like for those who may not know, like listen, bro. I think out of all the art in my collection, you probably have some of my most pieces, like especially that I didn't create. So it's like if you're definitely top 3, you might be. It's like 1 or 2. Like it's very.
I ain't gonna hold you. You kept the operation afloat. I would get that DM from you. I'm like, I love this guy, bro. We was just getting to know each other for real, and I was like, man, you was like, no, I need that.
But bro, because the thing is, it was so fire, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, for me, your art style automatically hit because it was clean and it was cultural. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like what you created and what you're still creating, you know what I'm saying? Like it unifies people in a way from like different walks of life to a central hub or idea or feeling. You feel what I'm saying? And I think like that power of connection is probably one of the few powers, the superpowers that we have as artists.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what I mean?
No, it's being able to put your personality or what you like out there, and everybody like it for different reasons.
Exactly.
It's to the point, I'm making angels. I forgot that it was a religious thing. Older people like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like they talking about, how much they, how religious. I'm like, you are absolutely right, That's when I started taking guns and stuff out of it. I was like, you know what? No, let's keep this clean.
but the thing is like, I feel like it's funny because when people talk about religion, right? It's like, I feel like people always kind of give it the glitz and the glamour. But nah, man, I'm not gonna lie. People were definitely riding on the ops in the Bible. You feel? Let's talk about it. You feel what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
Listen, the Bible is wild. The Bible is a wild story. They were on some
What
wild.
they say, all wars pretty much go back to at least religion in some form.
You
So,
feel what
like,
I'm
nah,
saying?
you're absolutely right on that one.
So I can definitely understand people's sensitivities to it, but at the same time, it's like, man, sometimes you fight a spiritual war. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, in fact, it just be, it comes from like how real I'm gonna keep it. And it's like, they know, we know, we all know how it go down in the Bible. Maybe it ain't my message in totality. Is it good without it? Yes, it is. Because also, like I make products too. So it's like, I gotta add that commercial aspect of just like applying stuff. I can't romanticize it too much. I'm like, look, nice, clean angles. People love it. I got the afros. I got all of this stuff. I love it. I wasn't sacrificing too much. I'm not big on guns anyway, so.
That's real. That's real. But even still, like, I feel like, it's funny you even say that because one of my favorites, like, I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before because we've definitely been in time warp. But I remember when you started kind of depicting like a different energy in your paintings. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they were like, I won't even say they necessarily were taking a darker turn, but I feel like they showed a lot more pain. And it's funny because I remember like I had never seen pain from you. Like I had seen, you know what I'm saying, like pouring out the 40s, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had seen like the Uzis.
A good time, right?
I seen, you know what I'm saying? It was spread, you know what I'm saying? Got the chain, you know what I'm saying? Got the yays. And it's like all those things, like I said, culturally still relate. But then it's like, I don't know, I feel like you tapped into your fine art bag real quick and was like, hold on, let me show them something real quick.
I can tell you 10,000% that was arrogance also permeating my art, which I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we all got it. It's not nothing that I feel, but it sometimes it's, and by that I just mean like, I'm like, dude, I went to art school. Like, I know how to get busy with painting. So, what I'm saying? I want to put the skill out there a lot of times, and then I want to, kind of take it back and make it a bit more of like something that's like cartoon-esque and stuff. So I definitely play with the amount of detail I put in it, and with that, of course, comes pain. Like, if I'm spending all this time on a detailed angel, I'm like, you know what? Maybe someone's dead. Maybe there is blood. Maybe I am showing the private parts of it. Just all of this stuff. So it's definitely me just going back and forth between should I show how good I am or should I show, a bit more just something that's just a good time. I don't know. It's a balance. It's a balance that we all deal with.
I feel like it's definitely about balance. It's like sometimes I want to flex the skills super crazy. I want to take it completely out the box, but also I want to not necessarily stay in my comfort zone, but stay in my realm of power.
You see,
know what I'm saying?
Picasso and like Basquiat's early work. It was all like portraits and like detailed shit. But we know him for blocks and shapes and what do you say? I think he's got a quote where like, I mastered art when I learned to paint like a 12-year-old. Something like that. When he went back to where he was. And that's really how it goes. It's like, you have all these skills in your repertoire, but I think it's more so just for a greater understanding. And if you do want to flex those skills, or if that is where you find the joy in it, go ahead. But at the end of the day, it's all about when you approach your craft, how excited do you feel to do it? And that's probably the style that you should be going with. And that's why you see styles change all the time. It's like, what is making me happy? So,
following your passion. And it's so crazy, bro. All right, so now that you just started off saying all of that, it's funny. As soon as you said, I went to art school, let me flex the skills a little bit. For those who might not know you out there currently, who are you? Like, so how did the art journey start? You feel what I'm saying? How did you even get into creating?
So I'll say like everybody's art journey, like literally everybody used to draw in class and stuff like that. It's just about us to hold on to it or come back to it. And I say I held on to it from when I was little. My dad used to draw, and then I go to a school of the arts, DSA. I go there. I really get around other people that just love it primarily. Then I go to college, which was another level, but I only did a year up there. So college economics.
No,
like
you already know.
At the end of the day, you gotta have that money.
And then you look at that bill like,
you know what I'm saying? I might have played too much in high school where somebody didn't. The scholarships didn't go in like
you know what
it
I'm saying?
just. So then you come back to the city and you just like, I seen a lot of friends that was just, doing creative stuff really on the scene in the city and stuff. So I started putting myself out there, and then, with that, first, you just putting it out there and you just getting compliments, and then money start coming in when you able to kind of monetize it, and then, like we say, finding that balance. So I'll say that that's pretty much my story. Is like any anybody else in the city. We all went to school. Kind of, you know, you may have graduated, may not have, but you definitely come back to the city and you see, like, in order for me to do my passion, I really have to independently grow this thing that I've been working on. So
That's real. That's
pretty much it.
Yeah, that's funny. And it's so funny, bro, because I feel like everybody has like their own path when it comes to their artistic journey. So it's like what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for another person, but it's really, really just about finding your own way. And I feel like you're somebody who I can definitely say originated the style. You feel what I'm saying? Like to the point where before you even started signing your pieces, you know what I'm saying, on the front, like we knew it was your work. And it's so funny because I remember there would be a couple times, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to say no names. We don't have to get into the specifics. But, you know, we can just leave it at we seen the influence. You know what I'm saying? We seen the inspiration spread. You feel what I'm saying?
But, you know, that's what happened. And I love it. It's not, like, it's been plenty of times people like, yo, they stealing your style. And I have seen some, like, flagrancies out there. But, you know, it's like, that's what it's about. Like, I feel like we all, you know, we all got somebody that we are inspired by, and the only difference sometimes is maybe the motherfucker that I'm inspired by. Michelangelo, if he's looking at my work, he'd be like, motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or, you know, like, just certain stuff, it's like, you know, just that person doesn't know me. So, you know, like, it's all about, anytime I put something on the internet, or I put something, or I make a piece, and even if it sells straight off the street, I know that it's for the world, it's to inspire the world, and I'm definitely gonna see my work rocked in certain ways.
It's like an offering. And I feel very similar. I feel like once you create it, it's no longer yours.
Yes. That's exactly how I go. You know, and there's no point getting upset about it. It will destroy your whole artistic energy. You gotta protect that. So if every time I'm drunk, I'm like, oh, I made this style. This is all me. And then I'm waiting to put it out. And I'm like, who took it? That's not what it's. And it's gonna affect how you approach art. And you gotta leave that. Personally, I leave art as the most stress-free, pure part of my life. I stress about raising my child. I stress about going to work. I stress about when I go to art, you give me no quarrels. I cannot fuck it up.
And it's so funny because I feel like I see so often in the art industry, in the art business, it's a super high stress place. You know what I'm saying? Like man, when like you're saying, like people go to school and damn near kill themselves. You feel what I'm saying? With the workload, with the obligations, with the intensity of the structure. And it's like, I found in my journey, like the less, I don't want to say the less I care, the better I do, because that's not true. But it's like, it's reprioritizing where I put the energy of what I care about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So can you maybe speak to just the process of caring too much and not caring too much?
All right, so
and the benefits, the pros and cons of both.
Oh, please stress out about this stuff to the point where you can't sleep. You can't. That's not what you know what I'm saying. Like that's, of course, it's not what I mean. It's just as long as that energy is purely about that. It's purely about creating. It's purely that stress. The stress that comes with art should be only about that. You shouldn't stress about art and say like, this painting not right. I ain't gonna be able to pay this bill, or I ain't gonna be able to eat tomorrow. You know, and shit happen. You know, that's when you know this shit not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you should always be working towards like, you know, now, you know, when everything's all organized and your life is your life, your job is your job, and if you painting separate and you have, you know, your 9 to 5 and stuff like that, that stress should be that stress, and that art stress, it should be like, I can't figure out how to draw somebody from this perspective. I can't figure out how to make this color just right. Something about this painting is off. It feels imbalanced and stuff like that. It should be that stress, that hard work, as long as it's all about that. Hell, even if it's about the business of art, you like, shit, I ain't got nobody that's seeing my work or something like that. At least all of that is based off
the growth.
You know, off of the career in general. Like, because it's, I mean, we are living in a capitalistic, like, there's no way to shake that if you're gonna be.
If you don't want to be a starving artist, you don't have to get a bag.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way to shake the stress. It's just, you know, just try to keep it all relevant to what it is. It's my perspective.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe I grow out of that in 5 years. I don't know.
I feel like you can't grow out of it until you get the bag, though. Like, for real.
Wow, bro. bro.
But also at the same time, I feel like the people who never grow out of it are the ones who usually get to it the best.
Yes.
And I feel like they end up looking at business as another form of art, as another expression. You feel what I'm saying, of themselves.
Okay.
And I feel like we can even go so many ways into that topic when it comes to just doing good business. I feel like, man, the way that you move with people can alter the trajectory of your success. You feel what I'm saying? So easily.
Yeah.
Could you maybe speak to the importance of, you know what I'm saying, nurturing good relationships, doing good business, and the dangers of bad business? You feel what I'm saying?
Now, the main thing to be worried about, I would say, is the dangers of bad business. Of course, don't take nobody money. Don't take these projects that you can't take on. Don't take on these projects that you don't feel like taking on. Try your best to keep stuff like, keep it clean in the streets, of course. But don't feel too bad about this commission that you did that you couldn't go through with. And I got a guy who it took me a year to figure out how to ship his painting. It took me he was so patient and he was great about it, but the whole time I told him, I'm like, look, I got your money, like, on standby. Like, whenever you want a refund or whatever, we can figure this out. But, he really wanted my paintings badly. And I ended up not even being able to ship it. But it's like, and just inherently, I feel like artists, a lot of us, we was the kids that sat in the back of the class and stuff like that. We were pretty quiet and we suck at business, bro. We suck at business. We suck at talking to people. We suck at it. We are so bad at it. That's why it's so beautiful. The dream is to have a manager. The dream is to have,
the right brain versus the left brain be the ultimate battle.
Dude, and we lean so far into right brain. I think, that's the creative side, right? Yeah, and we lean so far that it's just hard for us to. So like, don't feel bad about it when it comes to it. But it's like, just as long as you keep it clean and just still are a good person, that's about the best advice that I can give.
Yeah.
And try to,
keep your intentions pure in the communication.
And of course the business helps you grow and all that stuff, but take your time with it, understand it. Don't think that taking the business, or don't think that it comes with just taking every project and to the point where you wall yourself in and you're doing shit that you don't like. When you turn it into a job, it's just.
That's real.
I don't know.
And let's talk about that, bro, because I do feel like, you know what I'm saying, like you've had runs and waves to the point where you have had a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, trying to hit you up at once because you have, you know what I'm saying, such a significant style, such a significant offering to the cultural whole. You know what I mean? So when you do decide, like, all right, let me tap in and bless some people real quick, a lot of times people will kind of come at you like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need these things. And it's so weird being an artist because you'll go super long stretches where nobody wants a thing. You damn near get jaded. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People are hitting your line saying they want stuff, but they don't necessarily follow through. So he's like, okay, when you drop the deposit, then, you know what I'm saying? Talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, then there'll be those moments where it's like, man, it's running so hot. I'm damn near burning myself out. Trying to, you feel what I'm saying, satisfy everybody and make sure I'm moving in the ways that I need to move. So what could you say to any artists out there who are either starting off their journey now or who are in the middle, you feel what I'm saying, of that war? Like, what could you say to maintaining balance or figuring out, you know what I mean, a way to handle that?
All right, so the thing is, we all know we want our art just out there. And we want, when you go to sleep at night, you know what's picture perfect for you. So a lot of times, like I said, you can just say yes to all of these projects and you can end up overwhelmed and doing stuff that you don't want to do. But just I think it's best for you to just really think about the end result. And that is doing stuff, networking, working with these people, even if this guy isn't, we all want to get a shirt to Drake. But you know what I'm saying? Even if this guy ain't Drake, don't lose focus that it is a step. And just go through it, even if it's a bit mundane, even if you don't, sometimes you don't like the idea fully, but just understand that it's a give and take with it. It might not be exactly what you thought it was for right now, but you gotta grind until you can call them shots. And I think that's the part that really make people. It make you end up going to sleep with 3 commissions on your plate that you ain't even started on. And it's because you just can't see the path that it's going to take you down. I don't know, you just got to be aggressive, knock that shit out, act like you're about to get a grade for it. That's why a lot of people don't like these quotes and stuff about it, but what they say, the professional can work without inspiration. And that don't mean that you are just this empty thing. That means that you can get work done. You know, like, and when you start doing that shit, man, that shit make the creative shit go harder. It makes you work for yourself a lot harder. Work hard. It's
like treating it like a job. It's like treating it like a job.
It's like treating it like a job. And it's like, you know, it's not going to destroy your passion. It's not going to do all of this stuff. It's teaching you how to work in these certain ways. Just don't make it all about that. That's not what I mean. Just understand that you got this end result that's in your head, and this is one of the steps. Do them commissions, bro. Do them shits. Don't do nothing that you know, don't work with no nigga that you don't want to work with. Don't work with the wrong people. But just, I don't know.
Because all money ain't good money.
All money ain't good money, but you know, and it's also like you just gotta figure it out by being out there.
All money ain't bad money either.
Hey, money spent the same way, you know, just as long as ain't nobody getting hurt, you ain't interrupted with somebody's happiness, you good.
Especially your own. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Your own.
Yeah, protect yourself from that. So yeah, if you're a new artist and you out here, it might not be exactly what you think it is just starting off, but I mean, no matter what career path you go down, even rookies in the NBA, they carrying everybody's bags when they go back to the bus. They doing all of these rookie duties, and it's because you gotta respect it no matter what. You're gonna start out at the ground level. So everything been around for what, 400 years in this country? And even before that, come from traditions way before. Whatever job you get, you gonna start at the bottom. Ain't no way around it, bro.
It's a process.
It's a process.
And honestly, it's like sometimes when you don't start out at the bottom, it ends up leading to an early fall. You feel what I'm saying?
You ain't get your muscles up.
You ain't get it.
Jump right in and fight Floyd. Stop playing, bro. You don't want that partnership with that brand that you think you want a partnership with just yet, bro. You gonna wish that you got your practice in with them 3 motherfuckers around the neighborhood that wanted you to just paint some stuff. Please, get your practice in. Get your muscles up. You don't want to jump straight into your championship fight, bro.
Get the muscles up.
Yeah.
Get the muscles up for sure. And all right, let's kind of shift in this direction. I just want to know, who would you say your artist for?
What would I say my artist for? Easy answers, everybody. Other easy answers, people that look just like me and all of this stuff. But it's really, I would say my art is for, lately I've been feeling like an artist. I've been feeling like somebody else that really is working hard creatively, no matter what the platform is. Those are really the people that gravitate towards me. And I like art that really inspires, whether, you know, sometimes people, they see my art and then they cast to make music based off of the painting, you know, and not saying they're just describing the painting, but you know what I'm saying? It could just be like a rapper out there that's like, no, I see your art, I see all of this, and I think that's where I get the most fulfillment, when I see my art really inspire more art in any form. I just been feeling like that. Like, I don't know if I really feel like the most applicable all throughout, that just people can just see me off the street, but other people that's in their room thinking, jotting stuff down on a notepad, they get it. Exactly.
That's what landed me here. Yeah, that's what landed me here. Definitely. It's funny because, bro, you're talking about me like I am an artist. Like, and literally, as soon as I go out in my halls, I see I got 2 big,
exactly,
huge pieces of, you know. And every day I go in my hallway, I want to boss up.
I've been thinking about that for the longest. When, like, I watch a lot of stuff like comedy is like something like I'm just into, like just the whole ecosystem of comics and who get the respect and who get. And sometimes they talk about a certain guy, they're like, he's a comics comic. And I feel like, you know what, I'm an artist. And not to put myself in a box, nothing like that. I don't mean like, you know, I just mean that I see who get me and I see who I get the fulfillment from. And that's really, primarily, I'm an artist that's for other artists. That's real.
So I know you said, you had mentioned, you know, you went to school for art. Could you maybe speak on how the process of going to school helped you learn how to create?
You know, it did. You know, and you don't see it till you like really start working. And like, you know, just recently I just like was painting and I just started working with clay. And like the first figurine that I did out of clay, was pretty damn good. And you know what I'm saying? People wanted it, and it was just like, but I'm like, this is stuff I learned in art school, you know. And this was a class that I hated, but just like I said before, they taught me how to work on stuff just to get better, and it's like you go into these art classes. Even I can mainly speak to high school at DSA, and I just remember it's like I would walk in, Mr. Boyd, he would just have 3 plants on some fabric and be like, paint that. That's y'all day. Paint that. Every day he set up the boards different with a different fabric, and he'd just like paint that, be in the back writing or something like that. And we, you know, when we painted, we just so bored though. It's like, it's like, yeah, motherfucker, you need to learn these fabrics, you need to learn. He was getting us right. You know what I'm saying? That was the gym room for a football team. No, you're not about to go out there and run a scrimmage. You about to, you know what I'm saying? You about to understand this stuff. So definitely art school, it taught me how to just sit down, work, and it got me familiar with every last weekend, at least as far as I know. I don't know, it might be a couple things. I didn't graduate art college, so it's like, you know, I'm sure it's.
But I feel like you got what you needed though. You feel me?
Kinda. Sometimes I do be like,
you kind of want to go back, you think?
Hell yeah. If I could just go back right now and it didn't take up, you know, however many hours out today. Of course, I got a lot of excuses not to go back, but if I could just go back right now or, you know, complete it like you know, man, please. It's so much stuff on the computer that I don't know. It's so much stuff. It's so much training just for painting, period, that I don't know. I'm still learning stuff when I log in on YouTube. I'm like, I probably should have been know this. So but you always learn. So, you know, I don't shame myself. It's just,
and that's the thing, because I feel like there's education, there's knowledge, and then there's wisdom. But at the end of the day, the thing that really kind of sets your path and transcends all of that is the application of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can know all the things in the world, but if you can't bring it to earth, if you can't make it into reality, if you can't manifest it onto this plane, then or better yet, if you can't even pass it on to someone else, then what does it mean? What is it for?
Yeah, facts. If you can't, and that's the best thing, it's just about like, yeah, you know, maybe I didn't finish art school, but I came back and I worked, and that was real life experience. Just like, and I'm talking about working on art, like that was real life experience. People told me what they wanted, I learned what I needed, and it's everything that I know definitely is applicable, and it taught me relevance, you know, and that's pretty much, like you said, bringing it to earth. If you don't, if you just know it, it ain't relevant. So, who lives this shit?
That's real. So I kind of want to speak on your beginnings when it comes to your brand. So I know we're on a very similar journey. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You got the art in the one hand, you got the fashion and the clothing in the other. You know what I'm saying? But even bigger than that, it's because I realize now it's lifestyle, because it doesn't just go to clothes. You feel what I'm saying? We got the accessories right here. You know what I'm saying? It's just different creative offerings. So could you maybe speak to balancing? You know what I'm saying? Like being interested in 2 different fields, 2 different industries, and then finding the intersection of both for yourself.
I say that try to keep the same energy, just being like a kid on the playground. Like, you know, you got the swing set, you got the slide, you got all this stuff. Just do what the fuck you want to, bro. And it, like, that's why a lot of times, you know, like, yeah, sure, like, don't get me wrong. I've started a brand, I've branded it, I've done, you know, stay ghetto for life. I stand by that product, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, I definitely want to follow however I'm feeling that day. You know, of course, I'm seeing projects through, I'm doing stuff like that, but it's like, if I want to make a mirror, I'm gonna make a mirror. If I want to make some figurines, I'm gonna make some figurines. I'm just gonna follow the passion of it, because other times it can really wall you in. And you're like, nah, I'm supposed to drop a winter collection for the clothes and stuff like that. Like, no, like, that's why, like, even my website, it ain't Stay Ghetto, it's by Terry Childress. If you're in tune to what I'm doing, you're going on a ride, buddy. It's gonna be whatever I'm feeling like. So it's like, you know, that's why I want people to fall in love with like me more so than
any specific one.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't do winter collections, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't really like drop stuff in these phases that it'll probably go in. I kind of, you know, I'm feeling like creating art on that day.
I make moments.
You know what I'm saying? And all the moments they create experience, you know? And it's like, you know, just tap in with me. You see where I'm at that day, or you see where I'm at, that year. But I definitely want to just keep flowing, growing, especially since I ain't where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like just like my trip's not done yet and stuff like that. Like I definitely want to keep going, maybe I find my purpose elsewhere. I can give a shit where I find it at.
Because I feel like, and that's the thing, like I tend to chase fulfillment and purpose more than any specific lane of creativity or even existence, honestly, really. I don't know. Personally, I've always kind of felt like we as humans, we as creators and creations, we all kind of have the innate capability or possibility to, I know it's gonna sound corny, but really be or do anything that we want, that we actually set the intention, the mind state behind, and the actions to really execute.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing and a curse, for real. You know what I mean? Especially when you are someone who's talented. Like, I feel like people who are born onto this world knowing who they are and what they want to do because it's in them, not only in them, but life has carved it out for them. I feel like that's such a unique thing, and a lot of those times we see those greats, in different lanes. Like, you got your Jimi Hendrixes, you got your Michael Jacksons, Michael Jordans, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But even Michael Jordan played baseball.
In the middle of his career. He said, bro, he was like, no, I want to show people that I can swing this motherfucker, bro. He was like, who knows what insecurity he was dealing with at that time. He was like, maybe I'm just taller than him. Maybe I'm just, he got one of the highest verticals or something like that. He's like, maybe I could just jump higher. Who knows what thing was bugging at him that was like, let me go to something more technical that somewhat eliminates athletic ability. And that's what we all go through that shit. That's why I say that stuff just be arrogance.
So could you maybe speak a little bit about the benefits of leaving a comfort zone and also sometimes the struggles of people trying to box you in because you happen to have one style, and because it is such a super strong style, because you do have such a strong offering, people just want more of that, more of that, more of that. It's like, I'm not even feeling that right now. I actually want to, it's like everybody knows me for blue. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, I've been real orange lately. I've been,
I'm a complex man. So that's, man, please, we all deal with that shit. I feel like, especially when the kind of art is such a wild world, you be into all this stuff, like you say, creative versus technical and all of this stuff, and they just pull you in all these different ways. People want to box you in these certain ways, and it's like, I'll say, the struggle of it is, you just gotta take the game for what it is. I feel like, it's only a struggle if you look at it like that, but that's just it's just the journey of it. It's like, I'm doing canvas right now, but I really want to work on some shoes and stuff like that, but I feel like it'd be irrelevant to this thing that I'm building this way. But it's like, no, bro, whatever you feel like doing, that shit always gonna be relevant. Many times I done put down my paintbrush and picked up my saw, I'm a carpenter today. You know what I'm saying? It just be but it's all the complex things that make up, I feel like it just make us all up, and that's the beauty of art, that it's art isn't this one thing. They say all the time in school, art applies to everything. People can look at it you ain't a doctor, you ain't literally everything. No matter what you do, an artist was involved in that product, in that process. Somebody designed the way that your company intakes products and produces whatever they export. It's all designed. So I don't know, man. Just have fun. Just keep having fun with this shit. That's where I find fulfillment. So it ain't the struggle of it being in a box. It's invisible. So I don't trip too much.
What would you say are some of the most important realizations that in your artistic journey you've come to about design? When it comes to art and creativity, because I feel like those three things can all almost be, the words are used interchangeably, but they all are different functions of the same piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they pretty different, and it's, like you said, it's gonna be hard to carve out the differences sometimes. You just sat there and told me to tell me the difference. I'm like, bro.
I feel like art is art is both a noun and a verb to me. It's like a thing, but also a process of being.
You know what I got a problem with? Art is such an umbrella term that I be listening to the radio and they be like calling all artists. Come down here to Kobo, we got a thing going on, they got Big Sean up there. They only talking about rappers. And I'm like, well, what the fuck you call artists? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rappers, say rappers, you know, and producers, you know what I'm saying? Like, go for that.
And they are artists.
They are artists, but when it comes to doing art, don't nobody call us painters and stuff like that. They just call us artists.
Calling all painters.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really say that. That's just like a very specific
Williams that I endorse that.
I just want us to have our own term. I'm not trying to keep nobody out of the term of artist. I'm just saying, like, I don't give a fuck what we call us that work and create visual art. We just need our own term so that I can stop being like, okay, bet, got down the information, and they be like,
I feel like
hear
I'll
your
say
song. I'm like, you said what?
I feel like I'll say visual artists. Because the thing is, I feel like artists is like, it's a very blanket term. Like, there are culinary artists, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. I feel like people who design cars. Like, I feel like architectures are like architects, and architecture is one of my favorite forms of art. You know what I mean? But I feel like architecture is funny to the word, but architecture is probably one of the most pivotal intersections of where I feel like art, creativity, and design do meet. You feel what I'm saying?
Fucking science.
You know, like literally, because it's the process of building. And
Nah, facts.
I feel like for me, like I've never been to art school. Like I don't even think I've ever taken an art class. So everything that I've learned, I've either learned from experience, from YouTube, or from the homies, like straight up.
It's crazy because somebody like me or somebody that's been all the way through, got their masters in art school, they'd probably be jealous of your perspective. Because you ain't got nobody that done tampered with the way that you do this shit. You was able to find it on your own.
It's all fun. It's all fun for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm saying you ain't got one whole ass art teacher that was like, no.
You know what's funny? So I don't have it with art, but I have it with music. I remember, bro, like, I remember I was in high school. Look, you look at my eyes, the high school dropout right out, dog. Like, I remember I had tried out for jazz band. Cause I played the drums. And he basically was like, so, now first off, our music teacher, I'm not gonna say his name, I'm not gonna put you out there, Mr. Matt. But he was nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, the Renaissance music was on point. Yeah. So like, he wasn't wrong. Let's start there. He wasn't wrong. But basically, he told me, he's like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You can't be in the jazz band. You're not nice enough. He dead ass told me, like, you're not nice enough. He's like, look, you gotta work on your cadence. You gotta work on, you know what I'm saying, your coordination. You gotta work on your timing and your pockets. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I'm only going to make rock music. And thanks. You ruined all classical things for me forever. Never again.
Fuck the system.
We just have Chemical Romance since 2009.
Nah,
You know what I'm
saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's almost a purity when you come into stuff like from another angle. It's, hell yeah. Me and my friends have talked about that before. Because, he was making this music. I remember one time my boy Kari, he was making this music, and I was like,
Shout out to Kari.
yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I should start making beats. He was like, bro, you'll be so sweet at it because you not distracted by all the shit I got going on. He probably got like 3 rappers he trying to make a beat for. Just come in and just make some other shit. And you know what I'm saying? That's how. But DJ Mustard said he didn't even know how to play shit. He was just cool with, I don't know, maybe YG or somebody like that. And next thing you know, he got every song on the radio was by him. Every time I hear one of his beats, I'm like,
and he created his own lane.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, that nigga really did his own thing.
I see what you're saying,
ain't no walls.
When you don't have that voice in your head, you feel what I'm saying? The voice when you don't have the voice from outside of your head, inside of your head, then the voice that's actually inside of your head gets that much louder, and that's when you can bring it outside.
With technical understanding, I've seen a lot of artists' art that's done very well. And there's a part of me that's screaming like, I wouldn't have did that because this ain't right, and that ain't right, and this ain't right. And it's because I got this understanding from this other view, and it's like, sometimes that shit can just work against you. I probably would have never created this nigga's artwork, but it's because I internally got some art teacher I'm trying to prove something to. You know what I'm saying?
So in that sense, you could say it's a blessing and a curse too. Because it's like, I got the skills, but now I also have the baggage. Like,
yeah. Baggage is the best way to put it. It's just baggage.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like some baggage makes good art. Like, I don't know, like for me, I'm I don't know if this is like a general thing forever, but I definitely know it's a stereotype. Like the pain and the suffering is what gets the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like joy does too, but at the end of the day, it's always the intense emotion.
Because nobody that's happy is looking for something that really reinforces their emotion. Only sad people are looking for like, this art speaks to me. You know what I'm saying? They the only ones that's in search of something that can relate to them. Like, happy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If you do some stuff that evokes that emotion, of course, you know what I'm saying? It works real well. It has its own lane and stuff like that. But when you look at what really, truly inspires and helps, you might have to make some sad, or come from a sad place.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like there's so many artists. I feel like I'll see some of the most down bad, saddest people making some of the most beautiful, childlike things, and then I'll see like some of the happiest, like most normal, like
what whole other
people. You know what I'm saying? Making some of the most rawest, craziest art ever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's going on?
Man, please. I think about that shit a lot. Like, if I was to like just be on financially in art, just straight at 19 or something like that. Like, if somebody was just to like back me and I'm like selling all these, like, what art would I be making? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because then it'll like really knock the regulator off of it, and I'm just like working purely for, who knows, it could have spoiled me, and I'm working for attention and, you know, commercial understanding, or maybe I would have been working from a sadder place or some more pure or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all this stuff that can really affect your art journey. You know, I can do your mood pretty much.
Yeah, facts. So, man, I don't know. Like, I definitely know the moods and the emotions. It's funny because I'm going back to what you said earlier. Like, I feel like the moods and the emotions play such a pivotal role, but you definitely said it, and I remember reading it in a book as well. Like, the professional can work regardless of inspiration. You know what I mean? So, how would you say you found yourself reflected in your art, both in times of being inspired and in terms of times when you're just grinding it out, pushing it out? You feel me?
I would say that in times where I'm like really grinding, pushing stuff out, or if it like I feel a little less inspired, I can kind of like, I really can notice it, because it's like I just see the way that I work, and I probably just seeing dollar signs when I'm doing it, or something. It just feels so like not right about it. And I'll say that, like, especially like, because like, you know, if you're working uninspired and stuff like that, it's usually like a commission or something like that. But you know, you just still want to make sure that you do as best as you can with it. But just that feeling of it, just when you're working on that shit and it ain't really like, you're not excited for the next part, it just feels like step number 4 and stuff like that. I try my best to just keep that artwork at the same level, but I only notice it in retrospect. That's probably the best. I will look back at that artwork and I would be like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? I can just critique it. So, especially after some time and past,
I feel you.
Like a month after it, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was that inspired? Was that, you know? And it probably wasn't. And then like, and you know, sometimes you're like, does that make it empty? Or this is still something that I produced.
Exactly.
It's a big, you know, it's still something. I was feeling a way when I made it. I was feeling, is this empty, or is this just a part of me that I don't like? Do I just not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it the art, or is it just who I was at the time? Is it just the fact that I wasn't inspired? Usually the times when I'm like,
and does the fact that I don't like it make it any less valid?
Exactly, dog. Like, this the complex notes of a person. But you know, it's just like, you know, you probably just don't like it because it's like, or you know, you probably just feel some type of way about it because you didn't have that, like, that giddy emotion to it, and that giddy stuff like that. But you gotta, like, you know, if you really wanna work and grind and like be this, like, I think we all wish that we could just turn ourselves into a machine and just crank out these things, but you really gotta live through and experience that shit. And if you ain't feeling inspired, maybe this ain't your biggest project, maybe this ain't your big breakthrough thing, but if you, sometimes it's just like a professional point to hit, and it's like, look, you gotta make it happen, you know? If somebody said, look, bro, I'm gonna pay $300 to do this mural or something like that in my house, like, bro. I don't even know how else to say it. Like, I'm sorry, the road to $1 million or whatever you're looking for is rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's, I guess everybody digests it different, but like, I feel like that's why I like that quote so much. Like, it's because it's like, it's cold. And I feel like a lot of artists that don't like it, it's a lesson that might still need to be learned. And it's just like, it's just as cold and bitter as like the game is. It's like, I mean, we want art.
If not more.
Yeah. I want art. I'm not trying to hear you, random motherfucker that I hollered at on Instagram. I ain't trying to hear you say that you ain't inspired right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I want the artwork that I paid for. Like, the fuck going on? Like, you know, I done had people, especially starting out, tell me like, bro, like, you gotta like tap in with me. I gotta make sure you ain't running off my fucking money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had a bad, I ain't got no bad taste in my mouth for nobody because I've always admitted wrong. Or I've always admitted like, look, man, I'm bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got somebody else on standby, you might want to holler at them or something like that. Or, you know, I'm going through some shit or whatever it is that ain't got me working.
But at least just not ducking niggas, right?
You know what I'm saying? That'd be the big thing. Like, just don't duck.
Communication.
Don't. I hate seeing like screenshots and people like, oh man, this motherfucker, I hate this nigga. He won't give me my money back and all that. Like, no, bro. Like, keep that shit on the flow. Holla at niggas. Tap in with niggas. You know what I'm saying? I done forgot about pieces. I done all that stuff. Like, but it's like, look, bro, my bad. Like, you know, and you gotta really learn how to work. Like, what if you pay a nigga to fix your plumbing in this house? Like, man, I don't feel inspired. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm trying to shit. Like, what the fuck? Man, like, anytime I feel myself to sound like a hoe ass nigga like that, I'm like, no, bro. Like, I mean, and I've gotten better at it. I still ain't perfect. Like, somebody listen to shit like, nigga. You know,
I feel like I low-key been liking on a couple things.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's a part of it.
You know, it's like, look, man, you hollered at an artist, bro. I don't even know what to say, but people are incredible too. The amount of patience that a lot of people have shown and just taking any type of interest in my artwork, period. Like, dude, people are incredible for that shit right there.
It really is. It is a blessing, man. Like, the fact that something that I just thought was cool that came out of me, like, y'all really rock with enough to like.
My artwork, and bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't even know how long I'm gonna carry this with me. I'm gonna tell everybody come across for the rest of this week. You took the time out to mount it, bro.
No, for sure. Hey, first off, bro, wait till I get my crib cribbly. Like, it's gonna look, it's looking going with
dog. I just look, especially just come, you got everybody art in here. I'm like, man, dog, this is what it's about, bro. Like, oh man, I love that shit, bro. Like, yeah. So it just be that flattered part, but artists we for sure gotta hold a part in the deal.
Yeah.
AI is gonna take over.
It's gonna be. It's already coming for us.
Bro, I done seen some shit. I'm like, I can't draw that.
I'm trying to learn, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to get the skills too.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Survivability, bro. You know?
Because the thing is, like, I really don't believe that AI is gonna replace artists, but I do think that artists using AI will replace other artists.
It will, bro. It already has.
It already has.
It already has. I was just like, I was talking to somebody like this. Maybe Gunna, I don't want to say the wrong person, but somebody used some AI art for like a mainstream release. And, you know, even though people had their critiques of it and stuff, I'm like, that's already one job. It did not go to an artist. That is one, however much the label would have paid him, we'd say 20 grand, probably. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. A big major label for that nigga. And I think it was an album. Please. That was somebody's rent. Somebody got evicted that was gonna get that job. Somebody got evicted. And I ain't saying I ain't painting it as the devil, but it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit always changes.
So man, where do you see it going? Because I feel like the like, it's funny, like, so, you know, like, to me, I call it analog art versus digital art. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know, like, you know, you tap in with the iPad as well as with the canvas and with the ink. You feel what I'm saying? So, in your process, how do you feel you transfer your energy from one medium to the other? And then how do you feel, like, what do you feel are the differences in each medium?
All right, so yeah, so I've been working with different mediums specifically, like, cause you know, before, even when I was doing like canvas art, I do a mirror, I do clothes, it was all like pretty much acrylic paint, maybe I switched to wash or something like that. So I'll tell you, like, the medium, so to speak, was like kind of staying the same, but like even I do this, I do like figurines, or, you know, like digital art and stuff like that. I'll say the way that, honestly, I don't really try to keep a consistency between forms. I just like to make sure that it's all coming from me. And then I think feeling the cracks of like he was feeling this way this day, he was feeling that way. I really like to see a journey through it all. So if I'm working with something different, I want you to see something different. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to. I'm not about to hop on my iPad and try to create what I created on canvas. I got a billion more tools. If the day hit the day where I am working with AI, or I don't throw that out the window. You know, I've been a bit of like, you know, John Connor or Terminator about it. You know what I'm saying? But like,
it's getting dangerous.
You know what I'm saying? It get dangerous. You know, you don't know what tomorrow holds. But you know, I'm a crazy motherfucker. I think everything gonna end the world. But you know, I just be talking about shit. You know, I feel like everything will, the pieces will settle. You know, I'm optimistic about the future with it. But you know, if the day do come where I am learning it, it's gonna be me working with that. If I'm working with a new medium, you're gonna see a new me. So
that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the art assistant Jarvis Bobby, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Pull up some references for
yeah, exactly. You know, and it's kind of, you know, it's hard for me to prove, I guess, because you know, you got my angels right here, but you know, people see my figurines, that's angels too. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's still like, I want them to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Those are incense holders. Those are, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just want to like, I try not to get. Maybe it's just me because I don't want to say I've been painting the same thing, but I like, you know, I've had a very consistent thing that I have had fulfillment with for the past like 12 years. But I will say that like, it's given me a hell of a perspective for branding and just consistency as a whole. And you just figure out that as long as it's you making it and it's coming from your heart, there's some consistency in that. So
it's still your energy.
It's still your energy. People that's known you your whole life, your mama would say you the same person since you was a baby. But you know, like, and that's just natural. Even though you done went through changes and been different persons all these times, but people that's known you since little, they like, no, that's this who. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes through your art, people they gonna learn your journey. And it's like, look, these angels that day, maybe I do devils tomorrow. Who knows? You already know. I ain't trying to stick to stuff too hard. So.
Where do you say your inspiration comes from? Like I know you're inspired by, you know what I'm saying, other artists and the things that you've learned, you know, in your journey as an artist. But from a more real world standpoint, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the things outside of art, even though everything is art, that inspires you?
All right, you know what I really like? All right, I like stuff that really could draw your attention. So I would say my inspiration probably comes from anything in the wild. If I'm trying to keep it off of art, I would say anything in the wild that ain't supposed to be there.
What? So like the 1-inch stove in the field.
That might be. I was about to go a little crazy, but if we walking down the street and there's a fire, I will let nobody's hurt. But that will like draw our attention. I really like. I just recently kind of discovered what I like about it, and it's like I just like stuff that just like draw your attention in these ways, and it's because it's such a deviation from the norm. And I started realizing that when you start seeing like art installations, and you would go somewhere and you like, you know, it's just a big old, let's say that car statue downtown. It's like a big old, essentially Mickey Mouse. Have you ever seen a big Mickey Mouse in the middle of downtown? No. So, you know what I'm saying? It's drawing some energy. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a paradigm buster.
It's something, yeah, it's something that you just seeing, and it's almost for no reason, but that's almost the reason. It's like, I just like stuff that just like, it really goes off script.
That ripples the water. It's like you have a nice calm lake, and that lake is your existence and reality. But in that one moment, you have a drop of water that sends ripples throughout your whole essence of understanding.
Exactly. And the thing is, that ripple, it is not a natural ripple. It did not come from the wind. It ain't come from a leaf falling. It came from motherfuckers on a rock in the water. He wasn't supposed to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I like that type. I like affecting atmosphere. That's a great way to put it.
That's deep.
That's a great way to put it.
That's deep.
That might be a brand. But you know what I'm saying? I like affecting atmosphere. I will say that, yeah. So, interesting.
It's funny, like, because I feel like in a similar way, I'm kind of like that. So for me, a lot of my bigger, like, especially when it comes to art, like, I'm inspired a lot by nature. I'm inspired a lot by space and like astronomy and the cosmos and stuff like that.
You already know where to get started.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so like for me, it's like supernova explosions. You know what I'm saying? To me, are like some of the craziest. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's so mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? But it's also beautiful, but it's also frightening because it's death energy, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, it's what creates all of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like those moments of things that are bigger than us, you know what I'm saying? They always kind of leave a lasting impression on my heart and in my spirit, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been times where, like, we were just talking about it when I would like paint like the back, just like the underpainting to the painting, or like, you know, just the backdrop color. And it's like I got this big old purple canvas and this big old pink canvas. I got all these huge colors going on. I'm like, this collection is done right here. Like, I just love seeing these colors because it's just, I don't know what it's giving me. I don't know how it works. Yeah, it's just that energy, and it's like, you know, I'm fine with stuff just like, because I'm not supposed to be looking at this much color right now, you know what I'm saying? But I created it. I don't know, that's what I love about art. You can see what shouldn't be there.
So let me ask you, what are you working on now, Terry?
I've been working on a Carhartt collection. I bought a bunch of Carhartt shirts.
I was about to say, like,
yeah. And I just like, right now I got a screen printer and I got all these designs and these drawings that I've been doing. People love the drawings, and it's just, I don't know, I just feel like they just feel right on shirts.
And you're referencing the doodles.
The doodles and stuff. And yeah, and it's just like bright colors and stuff like that. And it's just me. I just really been getting to know art on clothes, like really nurturing my relationship with that, since I now got access to the materials to it and stuff like that. So I've been working on clothes, but it's really in an art standpoint. So I don't know what my end result is, but it's definitely, I just been taking
it's definitely fun.
Like, yeah, I'm
definitely
having
having
fun that I
fun with
love, because I just, you know, I love clothing, you know, and it's the brand I've really been obsessed with, but I just wanted to pick a brand that was like, it was just its name. It wasn't quite, you know, it wasn't another brand that was heavy on like graphics and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, I just want to print on these shirts and see what I can do with them and see if I can enhance it. I'm gonna keep that going until somebody tells me to stop. So,
who are some of the brands and artists that you look up to and that you kind of take inspiration for? Not even necessarily just art inspiration, but in terms of how you move, in terms of how you market, in terms of how you kind of execute.
I'll tell you right now, Sean Brown, he's a cat that he got real, you know, viral. He could have did some stuff before it. I don't want to box him into this one project, but he made rugs that were CDs.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a blueprint CD.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah. And then like, you know, it really it enhanced the popularity.
Because I was about to say, because you know, people started doing the rugs, but I do remember when he started doing the CDs, and that's when it kind of.
And even now, when I watch him, he's just a creative guy that's just used pretty much for his brain. He does a lot of in-home stuff, like he's made like candle holders and stuff like that, and like, you know, just like stuff like that. And I just to see his freedom and like just like how his creativity is really working for him without being really boxed in. And so if you're talking about movement, I love that motion that he got. And also it's a similar energy to Joe Freshgood, and it's a similar energy to Anwar Carey. And 40 Ounce Band, it's just these guys that just like always inspired me that they were them. Their brand is their name. With all of them guys. And there's a few more guys out there too.
And it's funny, something that I can notice in these things, these are all independent artists who built their own ecosystem, but they're not underground necessarily.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like
they can work with the big brands and they can still do what they want to do.
Exactly.
And their ideas are theirs, and they at least from the surface, you know, social media, everybody look happy with them. They look like they really doing what they want to do. So
they're having it their way.
You know, I would like to build my brand of a similar mold to that.
Could you maybe speak to the importance of recognition? Because those names that you mentioned, a lot of those guys, you know what I'm saying, they've been grinding for a while. you know, and they might not have necessarily received some of the bigger accolades and stuff like that. But for me, I've always been big on, I'm cool on the fame. Just let me make sure my paper's straight and let me make sure my freedom's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and by freedom, I mean creative freedom, I mean time freedom, I mean financial freedom. You know what I'm saying? So could you maybe just speak to the importance of recognition in your journey and how that plays a part in, you know what I'm saying, what you do and what you offer?
All right, so I'll say that as long as you admit to yourself, which I've admitted to myself, I am taking on the task of building a brand up. And that's financially, that's recognition-wise, that's all of that. So I will say that just with emotions taken out, speaking back to that professional aspect, I will say that growth definitely correlates to success in this sense. In what I've, you know what I'm saying, admitted to where I want to see the end result of my brand. So definitely recognition is important just because it spreads the brand, more people can experience it, money can come in, and you can keep the operation going. You know, it's recognition is very highly coveted because a lot of times, like, I've caught myself acting like I ain't need it, acting like I ain't, but it's like, no, you know, be a man, grow up, understand that you need money to keep this going. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a bit of recognition ain't never hurt nobody. So it definitely, the fallacy is out of my head. It's you know, I had the wonder of my 20s of what art is and all of this stuff, but now, you know, I'm just a better old man, but it's starting to like settle in. Like,
the reality of what's required.
You know what I'm saying? Look, bro, be a professional, understand what it takes, and you know what I'm saying, do what you gotta do, maintain your integrity, of course, but you know, do what you gotta do in order to get your recognition that you really happy with. And I can pass that on to myself. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm on legacy time, so it's like, look, you know, if I can get recognized by certain brands and do certain collaborations and all that stuff, please, all that. But you know, for right now, people that's I'm working with, even if I can help out somebody else, I'm looking for recognition across the board. As long as we keeping it clean, I love it.
Let me ask this question. If money wasn't an issue at all, what would you create?
If money wasn't an issue at all, I don't know. I guess there's no way for me to truly tell. But if money wasn't an issue at all, because y'all creating all day, then I wouldn't have to take my ass in to work and have to worry about, you know what I'm saying? I'll be making
take so much energy from you, bro.
But if money, look, if money wasn't an issue at all, I would be creative. Let me stick to what I know you made. If huge 3D art, I would something that people could really interact with. A whole experience.
Like almost like a card sculpture type of thing, like
yeah.
or even like those huge, like I love huge modern art pieces, like the cube at U of M is one of my favorite ones. I really like the ones in front of the DIA.
Yes, the Banker and all that stuff, just like nice sculptures and all of that stuff. And I just like any of these art installations, it's just an experience. You just go in and they just got the fact that all these, even if it is a very big capitalist fucking big corporate mess on the behemoth, thank you, on the inside, you did get to walk in and see a big old blue thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know, it's fun at the end of the day. So yeah, if money wasn't a problem, I'd for sure be creating some fun houses that people can walk in and take some nice pictures and see some bright colors and have a good Saturday. So yeah, that's hard.
I feel like we need that. I feel like we have the Selfie Museum. And shout out to the Selfie Museum.
Yeah.
But I think we need more interactive art.
More interactive. So please. When some money start rolling in heavy where I can find something of that magnitude, it's going down.
Let me ask you, bro. So along your art journey, did you have, I mean, like, obviously, you know, you've had teachers, but did you have any mentors or people who kind of guided you along your journey, kind of gave you the game on how to move? And if so, what are some gems that they passed down to you that you can give to the audience?
Like it's been a lot of cases I've had the pleasures of rubbing shoulders with. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of dudes that has given me gems. I do know that I'm very introverted, so I may be getting a allow a lot of people to be close enough to my process to really see the woes that I was going through. But I'm 2010s in Detroit, the same thing that we all saw. So please believe it's been a lot of like Sheepy and Tone and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Just like anytime I talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Anytime I talk to them or like, you know what I'm saying, I see their experience and see them, you know what I'm saying, just doing these cool things. And they came from the same hallway that I came from, especially younger than me. My brother's a Loopers. Like anytime I
Hey, shout out to Z, man.
you know what I'm saying? Anytime I come across him and he done had these crazy experiences and stuff like that, but like, you know, you just see him, you talk to him, and they just like, they real about it. And it's just like, you know, don't complicate it too much. You know, it's fun.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
no cap, dog.
If you sleep, you'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? So
That's the energy for sure.
you know, just relax. You know, it ain't too much sauce that people need. At least not, you know. Maybe when I start hitting some like meeting rooms and stuff like that, it's definitely gonna be some people that I DM so I don't get played. But you know, it's as far as, you know, how to move and just stay creative. You're gonna create your own universe, you know. So I just don't stress it too much because I don't see it stressing. Like I said, I ain't the closest, you know what I'm saying, with everybody out here, but you know, I don't see it stressing out too many people too much. So yeah. So the drink on there.
Oh, let's see. That's a lot here for you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
But let me ask you. So you kind of spoke on it a little bit here, and I just kind of want to touch on it before we go. So how else would you say the city of Detroit has impacted your artwork?
I just said the Carhartt collection, right? Through and through, dog. And it's like, you don't realize how unique that identity is until you start going out and getting out around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Earl and Joe, APX in them days and stuff like that. Just rolling with my brother, Ro. You know, Perrier Rosewood. And just seeing, like, you know, them doing these national things and just getting able to see how the country moves and all of this stuff. And then you realize how unique the Detroit experience is, and you don't have to fight who you are so much because you see how unique you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to add this flair to who you are. Like, what I am is good, bro.
It's inherently in you.
Bro, somebody listening to this, it's like, God damn, they country in Detroit or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't think of ourselves like that, you know? And it's just like just seeing how the world is. Like, you get to see the world, you see how unique everything about your culture is. I don't care where you're from. So, you know, it's yeah. So Detroit, I've embraced everything about it. We got a lot of, it's a lot of space in Detroit. You know, we ain't all crammed in and stuff like that. It's a major city, so we got opportunity. But, you know, we also got our unique culture that comes with it. It's just big enough city. Of course, I feel that way being from here, but it's, hey, bro, we got a lot of abandoned warehouse and abandoned buildings, bro. Yeah. Set up shop at one of these places. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we got a lot of elbow room, and I feel like that affects all our art a lot. That'll be in music or whatever. I don't know. It's just certain stuff that I feel like we can't fight and help but show how Detroit we are.
Bro. So I'll say, just speaking about inspirations again, what's some of the music that you listen to when you create? What are some of the shows that have inspired you growing up? And then maybe what are some books or movies or stuff like that that kind of help with that inspire for art? Or even you as an artist, or just you as a person, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I feel like one very applicable thing is I'm an adult swim baby. I think we all saw the art that was on that came with it. Anime is awesome and stuff like that. And I'm not.
What's some of your favorite anime?
I was just about to preface it. Like, I'm not the most deep-cut anime guy. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? I definitely
appreciate the art.
Hell yeah, man. You know, we was just saying Samurai Champloo, and I used to love Ronnie Kenshin, and then of course I was Dragon Ball Z, baby, and Yu Yu Hakusho and all that stuff. But it's Trigun, Cowboy Bebop. You know, it was a whole block. Just before like 1 o'clock, because I've always been going to sleep on time. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? What is
summer vacation days?
Yeah, like Inuyasha, and I used to love, I forgot the name of it. It was the lady with the guitar. Fooly Cooly was the most insane anime I've ever seen. And just seeing that on TV, I'm like, anything is possible. She's pulling a guitar. out of her goddamn pussy and shoot people. That shit was crazy. I did not understand, but like even now, I'm like, no matter what idea you got, that shit you got. Movie wise, I'm very big in the movies. Like I love Coen Brothers. I think they like the coldest, but I've really been obsessing with them lately. I've been watching the Fargo show. I love the Fargo movie. I love Burn After Reading. I love goddamn what's that one? No Country for Old Men. And that's led me, shout out to my baby Jasmine, she got me into reading, so I bought a lot of McCarthy works because, you know what I'm saying, I realized that like a lot of movies that I like was based off of it and stuff like that, so I've been going into that. I watched a shit ton of Jack Reacher just because he punched people in the face, and that's awesome. I've been reading his books, all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I just love just getting as deep into certain arts as possible, and I mean, movies and all of that stuff, I fuck with that. Scorsese is my favorite, bro, so. Scorsese. Shout out to The Departed.
Okay, bro, I've never seen The Departed. And everybody says this, and I feel like because it always has such great reviews that it makes me not want to watch it because I don't like it for you.
You know, that's why I'm not gonna tell you to watch it. Just come across it however you do, but just please, just like let it into your life.
Is it better than Pulp Fiction?
To me it is. But Pulp Fiction has a lot of candy in it that, you know what I'm saying, we could, you know what I'm saying, but I want you to see that The Departed it's just as weird of a movie. It just has these events, and after you rewatch it, you like, that one thing didn't happen, none of this would have happened. It's got nice shit like that. And that's why I love the movie Burn After Reading. That's up there with it.
Burn After Reading is a wild movie.
Yeah, it's up there with it in my book. So it's like, but I just like movies that's just got these weird little happenings that just really got a snowball effect and shit like that. I still love Pulp Fiction. Maybe that's just me trying to be different. You know what I'm saying? But it's Pulp Fiction. Come on. Yeah. Is anything truly better than it? So it's just on the level of it. You know?
From the perspective of a story being told.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's yeah. I feel like it's just a level that certain stuff is at. All of those are 5-star movies, so we gotta pit bad bitches against each other too.
Yeah! Man, well, I just want to say, bro, thank you so much for coming out. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it. For this last question, I want to ask you, and for all the people out there tuning in, what can an artist do to find their flow?
Just keep working. Keep working that shit. And it's such a boring answer. But I understand if that answer bore you, it's bored a lot of other people. And already, if you keep working and you keep on finding that stuff out, just know a lot of other people dropped out of that race. That's why there's so few of us that's truly in the game. So it's not a lot of people that's doing it really, really.
Yeah.
So like understand, just keep going and boo-hoo if you can't. That's why I say boo-hoo if you can't find the inspiration. Keep that shit going. Keep that motherfucker rolling like
it's facts
on the bluff. Like,
hey, no, real talk.
It will come to you, bro. It will come to you. I promise you.
But you can't stop.
You can maybe physically stop, but keep thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you even working if you thinking. You know what I'm saying?
But to me, that's not stopping. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That's just going from kinetic energy to potential energy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you just keep that bus moving. You will create something that you love, and you be like, I want to keep doing that. So please keep it going.
Real. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, Dougie.
Is there anything you want to leave with the people before we go?
Just follow me, Terry Childress, TerryChildress, then an underscore afterwards. And I believe that's how I go on Instagram. You can see my art, see my journey. Holla at me, please. I love people. So please, that's pretty much all I got. Just a plug. That's it.
For sure. All right, everybody, make sure y'all tap in with bro in the artwork. We're signing out, y'all. Stay blessed. Have a great day. One love.